Okay, Defender TDCi or Puma 2.4 starter motor change. So here's the old one. It's that very forward way of doing things, or I suppose any half sort of modern car. 2 bolts, that half clamp, and it just bolts onto the side of the bell housing, which is great. Your main battery feed and your solenoid, switch side of the solenoid, energizing the solenoid. The original one's a Bosch. You can go Bosch or Denso, doesn't really matter. Not everything you can get in a Bosch or a Denso. Sometimes it's it's Bosch or it's a cheap bit of rubbish, or it's Denso or a cheap bit of rubbish. With the starter motors, you can get either. Okay, so there's a new starter motor on. I only sometimes think of videos after the fact. Anyway, it's only going to be a quick video. You take that coolant hose off, you take that coolant hose off, and on the back of the pump, you take a coolant hose off. Just be careful. So hoses tend to, they tend to sort of bond on to the pipe. So you can get pliers. I've got a pair there that grip either side. You may not get something like that, or you can get with the reverse hook that gets in behind the hose to sort of break that seal. If you use those reverse hook things, careful when you with the tip, use your mind's eye and make sure you're sort of facing the tip down towards the pipe. What you don't want is little micro holes being put in the hose. Anyway, waggle it off. Be a bit more careful with the plastic one. You can sort of put a long screwdriver between the hose and the edge of the plastic and just sort of twist it, and that'll help break the seal. That way you're not going on a plastic fitting. Okay, this one's had the water pump replaced, so that plastic outlet was already done. Down there, you've got the 2 fuel lines, these 2 fuel lines here. There's a bracket with a 10mm nut. You do it all from the top, but the last big, you've got the 2 sideways bolts. The bottom one you've got to do from underneath. Ideally, undo it first, remove it, and then do all the coolant hose removal. But either way, either move the vehicle, or because coolant will always miss the tray. Sure, you could drain it out if you really, but we're not reinventing the wheel here. So do that. You bring the starter motor out from this way. I think I normally allow 2 hours, but I think about an hour and a half. It seems to get a bit quicker each time I do these. I'm just wondering why the camera seems to run out of focus. There's your 2 leads, your 2 power leads, and which is 13mm, and behind that, so take that one off first, those 2, and behind that you've got the 10mm for energizing the solenoid. That's about it. Just got to put these hoses back on. So I think this one, so normally you've got the expansion clamps that sort of do this. This is where you need the pliers that are on the cable, okay? If I haven't already shown you. Where is it? They're the pliers that release the hose, if you can get it in there. Probably can't. That's the, see, as you clamp, it pulls this part in. Okay. You really need them on, I mean, anyone that is doing this sort of stuff all the time. There's your standard ones for doing those clamps. I prefer them. They're actually better clamps than worm drive, but each to their own. That's that. Hoo-ha. It gets in behind the hose and you sort of move it round. But like I said, make sure that point is always sort of towards the outlet and not the hose. You don't want to put little micro holes in the hose. Okay, so it's all back. I'll just move that one out of the way just to show you. So you can see the 3 hoses are on. Can't really see the bottom one too well. You can just see the starter motor. You can see the big one. So that one's back on, which went to the pump, that big one and the one under it. Oh, and the vacuum line. So the vacuum line off the vacuum pump. Can't really see it from there. Blah blah, there it is. Vacuum line on the back of the pump where my finger is. You just push the pipe in, hold the collar in, and then you can see it moving, and it'll just pop out. Okay, so that's all that is. And that one will just go back. Normally it has a clip there. This customer has put a whole pile of zip ties, so we'll put a whole pile of zip ties back, zip tie that one, and he's had a zip tie on there, and where he's put that extra bit of rubber to stop it abrading with whatever, you know. That's about it. So there's your hour and a half. All right, well, that's it. That's not a hard one. A little bit more awkward on a 2.2 because you've got the inlet manifold here that comes all the way down with the elbow. So I normally take that elbow off. But on a 2.4, you've got marginally more room. And that's what the difference might be. Hour and a half on a 2.4, 2 hours on a 2.2. Top it up with coolant and Bob's your uncle. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.